Hello and happy Monday. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. I was in Okoboji Thursday through Sunday crafting away. I was a vendor there at their crafting retreat, and it's always a treat to go there and be spoiled by having somebody cook for you and just getting to know other crafters. There was quilters there and people crocheting, people scrapbooking, people working on beading and all sorts of different things. And that's what makes it kind of fun, is that everybody that goes to the crafting retreat can choose what they want to craft and what they're working on. So hi there, Julie. So welcome to Dawn Earlbeck's virtual stamp party. So I'm going to be doing 3 different card designs for her party this week, and this is card number 1. So there's just a lot of fun things to this. When I flip my camera around, you will be like, oh my goodness, all sorts of ink pad colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ink pad colors. So you know that there's going to be at least that many different stamps too. So lots going on with today's card, but I'm also going to kind of do some scene building. I did that last week on a card, and I think it'll be fun to show you just a whole different look, but still kind of that same concept of scene building. Hi there, Lois. So let me get my camera turned around. Just gonna see if my iPad, oh my goodness, I wanted this to be caught up, and yes, here it is. Okay, never like to take your time to do that, but I always like to see your comments and questions too. So let me get this turned around so that you can see. Yeah, look at all these ink pads and stamps, you guys. It probably looks like some of our workstations if we have been doing lots and lots of different cards. I actually had to scoot down Dawn's host code here into my workspace because like it was so full, and literally this is just one card, but I don't want to intimidate you. I think it's kind of exciting because I'm going to show you lots of stamps within one stamp set too. I'm using a bundle in a stamp set, but where this main character, I think this frog is so cute, and when I saw this frog, he totally stole my heart. And it always brings up a good opportunity for me to point out products that you might normally miss. So in the mini catalog here, in the very back, if you just open up the back cover, there it says host a party, earn rewards. And I also want to let people know this because I don't want people to be intimidated with, oh, I don't want to host. Well, as you can see, I've had virtual hostesses lined up one after the other, and I've been very grateful for those people. So those hostesses, then once the party reaches $150, then that's when a person earns host rewards. But keep this in mind, it's not just hostesses. Some of you guys, you hold on to an order and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe it got to $150 already. Well, you can then take your host rewards, go to this page, and 10% of your $150 orders, $15. So there's a huge paper stack for $18. You can pay $3. $15 of it is completely free. Or like this at the pond, it's a 20 stamp set, a 20-piece stamp set for just $14. If they would have put this one in the catalog here, this one would have retailed for $24. And so lots of images for like 2-step stamping, the outline and the inline, and a couple different frogs and such. And I think the frog is just, like I said, so darling, and this dragonfly and all sorts of little creatures that just go together well. So just know that you can do that, and if you go over in your host rewards, you can just pay the difference. You can't go over like say you went over $3 and then you want to add this for $14. Well, you've already went over $3, so you can't ever order more that equals a total product. You can always get part of a product, even if it's $1, and then just pay the difference. So I like to let people know that these are back here, and I also want to show you these gorgeous papers here because sometimes people be like, oh, it is worth ordering a large order just to get something like this free. So this is 48 pieces, you guys, 12 by 12. So right away, let me kind of angle this down. Oh, angle it down better without toppling it over. Excuse me. Excuse me, 12 by 12. This is the pattern that I am using on today's card. So you can kind of see that, kind of busy, but kind of fun. And then more just of a pattern here. I almost use this one just because of the green in it. It's got nice greenery there. And then, whoops, the back side are some nice blue diagonal stripes. And then we've got these pretty purple flowers, like fresh freesia with gorgeous grape. How fun of a combination is that? And then these fun stripes. I just feel like this looks like a birthday party waiting to happen. And then we've got some that are a little bit more subtle here. These are some really pretty subtle flowers, but still the white really makes it pop. And then the back side would make a perfect background too for the frog. I think this might be my favorite. I don't know. Look at those fun tulips there. Just kind of whimsical. Love them. And the back side of this is just some squiggly yellow, which is perfect. I think of scrapbookers and how like they can lay out a sun scene on that. And some flowers here. And then the back side here are just some like stripes. Just like casual stripes, not striped all the way through. How fun for my blue lovers. Like it's almost like this pattern, but just like a different color combination. And then we've got some like sweet sorbet squiggles. And I love stripes too, so this is going to be great. This could be great for guy cards. Whoops, and then the back side, hold on, I grabbed a little too much. Has some fun random dots. It's kind of like a little pale papaya background. And so there's a lot of color. Sometimes my camera doesn't pick that up. And then this totally reminds me of like, when I watch with my grandkids, Encanto. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of like festival flowers. And then we've got some purples here. We've got some more stripes here with some just decorative little like wheat things there. And then we've got more flowers here. And which brings me to the point that I want to show you how well they coordinate with those loose flowers, which I'm going to use in today's card. And then we've got some of those speckles. And this is the last one, just some cute little floral arrangements. And then the back has some purple, like kind of squiggles. So, like I said, very bright, very fun. So normally, like if they were to put this in the catalog, this would be a $30 paper packet. And hostesses can get it for just 18 of their host rewards. Or once again, like I said, those of you that place a large order, then you can get it as well with host rewards. The other bundle that I'm using, I want to flip to that, is the Happy Labels bundle. So I'm going to be using one of the sentiments from this bundle, and then we've been using this punch quite a bit. It's got 2 punches in there, and with each punch you have 3 different widths that you can put in. So a lot of people, decide, oh, I like this. I know a lot of people at my open house used it, checked out the punch, and then when they saw the price of bundling and getting 10% off, they're like, oh, I really like those stamps too. So I'm just going to order it as a bundle right away. So that's kind of fun. And that is on, page 53 of the mini catalog. So those are where the products are coming from that I'm using today, with the focus, of course, being on the cute frog. Hi there, Barb. So for those of you just joining in, here again is the card. So to kind of start, I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting. I wanted to kind of frame in my frog, so I pulled out my Stylish Shape dies, which has kind of those stitched shapes in there, which are great. I'm using the largest circle. And then when it came to the layering framelets, the circles for that I like to often layer, when I took out the biggest scallop one, it doesn't, and you'll see it when I cut it out. You would think there'd be a little bit kind of showing, but there's not very much. So that's why I kind of offset it. And I love that look, because not only is this like heart popping out on its tongue, it kind of gives a lot more action when you kind of layer like that. So I do that on purpose every once in a while too. So that's where the dies are coming from, layering circles and Stylish Shapes. And yes, Stylish Shapes is still out right now, but I'm hoping next week that those should come back in. So let me just do a quick couple cuts going through here. So this is going to be my largest circle from the Stylish Shapes. All right, got that. And I love that stitch look. Like I could have taken a circle just from the layering circles, but I just love that stitching around there. And then, oops, I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to take some shaded spruce cardstock, and this is going to be laid right on top of there. And going to run that through to just kind of do a little bit of framing. So we've got that scalloped like so. And then I can put away my machine or put it off to the side because we're done with that. And then, you know, you see all these inks and you see all these stamps, and really this is all I'm using for paper products right here. So that tells you there's going to be a lot going on. The At the Pond stamp set is photopolymers. So I'm going to right away get out my Stampin' Pierce mat and get this ready to stamp on. And here is my stitch circle. For the focal point, I was like, okay, I know kind of I want to have some water, this log, and this frog. And so I thought, let's start with the log. So I'm going to open up my Early Espresso ink pad here. And then I'm going to take this detailed log image, and I'm going to ink that up here and place it where I want right there. And so then I can open up next my crumb cake, and this is where it's fun to have, like, you know, that two-tone look. And this is just kind of, well, the stamp set is one of those distinctive ones. So there's going to be images that are lighter and darker, and you can hardly see it on the stamp. But once you ink this up in the crumb cake, which is a softer color of the Early Espresso by a couple shades, I should say, then you've got this kind of colored in, right, like so. So for those of you that go, oh, maybe I don't like to color with my markers, it's so easy to just line that up, especially with it being photopolymer. So we've got that going for us. Hi there, Karen. Thanks for joining in. Next, I want to add some water. So I open up my Tahitian Tide. And let me put that here, and I'm going to take these like waves here and line these up kind of with the log, and then without re-inking, I'm just going to just ink it up again and just kind of build up by tapping some water on there. So how fun and easy is that for waves? Like, can you get any quicker than that? I don't think so. You could probably take a marker and just kind of color that in, I suppose, with scribbles. All right, so next I'm going to move to our frog, and I'm going to outline our frog with the Tuxedo black ink pad. So the frog also is going to be like that two-step stamping. So I'm going to choose this guy, that's the outline, and I'm just going to match him right up and put him on this log like so. And we've got him like there. And then I'm going to take this guy, and I didn't even know till I stamped him out that there's extra shaded spots on there. I just thought, oh, if I get some nice green, you know, that'll be good. And I didn't want him to be, you know, super dark. I thought, should I ink him up, you know, tap, 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 stamp him off, and then go on here so he's a little bit lighter. But then I thought, well, let's see what he looks like full strength, and I really like that. So this is just one ink into the shaded spruce. Hi there, Lisa. And then he's really easy to line up because his cute little eyes kind of stick out. And look at that, like how easy is that to line up, like perfectly. And I'm doing this like right in front of you guys. I should be nervous, right? So very easy to line up there like so. So I like that. What was it? Oh, and if you're wondering, like, how did I come up with shaded spruce, Tahitian Tide, like all these color combinations? It's because when I chose this this really vibrant color packet, well, I just go to the back side here, and I point this out several times, but if you're a new subscriber to my YouTube channel or watching me newer on Facebook, I love just looking at the back here when it says what colors are used. So that's where I pull a lot of my inspiration for what to use. And sometimes it may seem like, oh, that's a little quirky, but it's going to match because that's the paper that I'm using. So next I'm going to grab black ink, and this is going to just go right into the frog mouth kind of. I'm off a little bit. I'm not sure if I like that, but I think it'll work. I'm going to see. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. I think if I fix it, it's going to make it worse. And then my fresh freesia, that's where I'm like, okay, usually I don't know if I wouldn't use fresh freesia, but that's kind of the basis of that background of the cute paper. I was going to say cardstock, but cute paper we're using. So then we've got this, and that just goes like right over top of that. And then my last thing that I'm going to stamp out for my frog scene is Sweet Sorbet. And there's a couple hearts. And Lisa is always keeping me on track with using up my scraps. And so usually sitting over here, I have like oh, here it is, a scrap like resting place right next to where I stamp. And I thought about just coloring or just stamping out the heart solid like so. And I'm like, well, what if I took the solid but still took that same color and outlined it with that same color? Sometimes you see a little bit of a difference just because of how Stampin' Up! Did that. And sometimes you can get it, oops, there we go, get it focused a little bit more. Sometimes when you go outside the line, it just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. So that's like personal preference there. And there's no dies that go with this particular stamp set. So can you believe I've done all this stamping on here without any dies, but I am going to fussy cut and just hand cut this heart. And that's pretty easy to do. And that's going to pop up, and it'll make sense when I tell you and show you which greeting I'm going to use. It's going to be, it's going to tie right in together with this heart. Whoops, I want to get that a little bit closer. I want to get it rounded, but I don't want it to be way out there. There we go. Okay. All right, and so this I'm just going to take right away and flip over that little tiny heart and grab my mini dimensionals, because that heart's not very big, and take that off. And then this guy is ready to go, and I'm going to put it right on the tongue there like so. So we've got that. Okay. And then next we can start kind of doing our building up of our cards. So I'm going to actually, no, if I want to do one more stamp on here, as long as I have my Pierce mat out. So that's going to be our sentiment. And like I said, that is coming from that bundle, Happy Labels, that goes with the punch that I'm going to use next too. Hi there, Margaret. And there was so many great options. I love like the yay for excitement. Just a lot of sentiments that go with so many different occasions. And so I thought, how fun to choose. You've got the biggest heart. And then tying that little heart on the frog in with this biggest wish here. So I'm going to ink up that in the Sweet Sorbet. And this strip of basic white cardstock is 3/4 inches wide. And I'm going to kind of put this on here, leaving enough space here so that we can put it in that punch. Oops, I must have red ink. Luckily, that's far enough over there. That's not going to bother. So that's why I'll show you before I punch this, like why it's important to kind of leave that much space on there too. So let me just kind of get rid of some of these ink pads so it's not too close to my workspace. I'm always afraid like I'm going to accidentally put something off to the side and right into an ink pad. I don't know if any of you guys would do that. Okay, so like I said, my intent was to put this kind of as an outline, but as you can see, like you can hardly tell that there's anything there. Excuse me, I came down with a little cold, and if I don't take a sip here, I know I'm going to keep coughing. All right, part of the fun of going away for the weekend is coming back with a sniffle, right? So since that doesn't show up too much, then I just kind of fade it out and flare it off to the side. And like I said, what's kind of fun is you can see the action of the tongue with the heart, and then having that, it just kind of looks like there's a little bit more action to the whole scene there too. Oh, that's right, Margaret, you're from North Carolina. We were just in North Carolina in December, so it's fun to see people that are watching from all over. Okay, so as I tape this, onto, there we go, get my adhesive going. Just going to tape this on to my green and kind of like I said, so it kind of spreads it apart like so. Then I can take this and just flip it over and put I'll put 4 dimensionals on here to pop that up. So that's going to be ready to go on my card. And usually I've kind of built up my card, but I must have been excited about my scene today. So like I said, the Flowers and More paper is just so bright, so fun. So I cut that 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then the card base today is opening up this way, and this is shaded spruce. And so I can just layer that right on there like so. And now, like I said, this is ready to go on there like so. And with the sentiment, now this is where I bring over the Happy Labels punch, and there's a couple different options for like this is almost more like a ticket edge, and I kind of want the little scallop because I think that's going to match the scallop in the circle die that I used here. So I'm just going to take and run that through. And like I said, there's 3 trays. So there's a 1/2 inch. The one I have is 3/4, so it's going to rest on that middle, and then it'll even take a 1 inch to go across there and punch perfectly. So I just slide that in, and then I like to show people this is what's left. You know, it's not a lot, but if you're stamping really close to the edge, you're going to want to make sure that you're allowing enough space for that on there. And then that is why when I grab my scissor here too, then I kind of want to eye that, and I'm actually going to cut a little extra there too because I want to put some ribbon on there. So just trimming that off. Now I can feed this in here and give that a punch, and then that's all that you're wasting. But it's still, sometimes you say that's all, but sometimes that might be like, oops, I need to allow space for that. So before I put this on there, I just left it in white because there's so much busyness with the paper. I didn't want that to kind of distract too much. So just having the white on there I thought was good. And then for the twine, I'm using the 3 twine combo pack. So it has Coastal Cabana, Garden Green, Pumpkin Pie. So it's not exactly shaded spruce, but I did like bringing in some more green into my project. And this is also in the mini catalog, kind of found in that adventure collection that I used in my last card that I showed you last week with like the hiker and such. And so that is where that is found. So I just kind of wrap it around here a couple times, and then just give it a knot. Let me find my ribbon scissors here, and I'll trim that off and kind of even that out. And then what I do is take dimensionals, and for this I just kind of want to take and cut like a strip here. Just gonna take like so and cut off on the edge this much here. Whoops, as I covered up basically with my thumb. And the reason I like to do that, that way I know I'm securing my ribbon here to the edge, so it's not going to scoot and move around. You know, this is going to stay put. It's not going to scoot off the edge, where if I had just one dimensional, and that might work. Sometimes that's just kind of what happens with those types of things. And then I'll just put another, you know, partial part of that rest of that end strip here too, to get us to the end like so. So that's going to pop up. And now that is ready to add to the card. And I'm just going to put that right across the bottom there. So you've got the biggest heart goes with that. And then, hi, Missy. Now to accessorize, you guys know me, I love to accessorize. So I was like, ooh, there's some new trinkets. The dragonfly trinkets caught my eye because with the At the Pond stamp set, you see this cute little dragonfly, and you can decorate him with the body and the wings and such. And yet I think because it's silvery and kind of classy looking, it just didn't fit, I didn't think, with my scheme so much of the whimsical look, but it could be an option. It's not the worst option. So I kind of wanted to show you anyway. And you guys always know me. I'm always like pulling in things that didn't make the cut, just so you can see that too. Thanks, Missy. But what I am going to use are these fun loose flowers. And let me show you the name of it here so you can see it. Loose Flowers Flourishes. Say that fast 4 times. And these are from the annual catalog. So I just have a bunch of these, and I'm going to take and take a large one here and just press that in and put that there, right kind of on the log. And then I'm going to take a smaller one here and just press that in. Because they're loose, they're definitely not adhesive backed. And then we can just set that on there, and I'm going to go like this. And you could mix it up and just do different colors, especially because all the colors would basically fit with the card. But I thought, oh, let's just do all the same color for this, like so. And then all of a sudden, it just makes the whole scene kind of have a 3D look in just that one little step with those embellishments. I thought that was just perfect. Now for the inside, I'm going to just take this 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white for the inside. And then with this thing, you've got the biggest heart. This could be a birthday card. It could just be a just because card, any type of thing. So I kind of want to leave the inside kind of blank, but yet tie it all together. So I'm going to bring back the log, ink that up with my early espresso, and then ink it up over here with my crumb cake, and make sure I have this facing the right way, and line that up like so. Ooh, that must be on a roll today because that lined up really well, but it does tell you how easy it is to line things up. And then because it says you've got the biggest heart, I'm going to ink up with my sweet sorbet just this heart here. Oh, and I didn't get that good. I must not have inked it up all the way. So I'm just doing it again, what you can do with the photopolymer. So I'm going to put that little heart right there on the log. So that just kind of ties in the two, the log with that onto that. So that's how that's going to fit in on the inside there. So I'm just going to tape that down. Hi, Lene. Hi, Renee. You guys kind of have rhyming names. There we go. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside. And like I said, I'm just going to leave it sentiment free on the inside so that it can be very usable. And that way the people that are getting this card that are ordering from Dawn's party can have a card that's very usable. So kind of got off a little bit with that tongue there for some reason. So here's the better looking card. So hopefully this will help you with like scene building and just seeing how you can build up all sorts of stamps and ink pads and just kind of go crazy with that too. I feel like I did a better job lining up my frog there as well. But I kind of wanted to bring it back. What this card reminds me of also is when I first started stamping, there weren't even any dies, you guys. There wasn't any, or very little, I should say, cute paper and stuff. So we had to do a lot with inks and stamps. So this kind of reminds me of bringing back the basics too, for those of you that still love to stamp like that, or maybe don't have all the bells and whistles as you get started too. So thanks for joining in, and how you can get the set of 3 cards that I'm making. This is just card number 1. So tomorrow and the next day I'll be doing card number 2 and 3. How you can get them for free is a minimum $25 order towards Dawn's party. We'll get you the 3 cards as a thank you from her and I for ordering. And if you need any help ordering, please let me know, and then I can place that order for you. But just remind me to use her special code, because hers isn't the only code that I have open. If anybody else is interested, especially knowing that today I've used a couple hostess projects, if anybody else is interested in hosting virtual or in person, especially during Celebration, let me know. I do have a little bit of room to squeeze you in before that ends in February, so I'd be happy to help you with that too. Tomorrow I'll be coming a little bit earlier to do card number 2, so keep that in mind. I'm not sure of the time yet, but it'll be earlier than today. So take care. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.